Night Allowance added another chapter to the success story of Roy and Barry Purdon when he won the 1993 Inter-Dominion Championship at Alexandra Park. Driven with supreme confidence by Barry Purdon, Night Allowance sat 3 wide for most of the race before scoring a long neck victory, raiding a tick outside the track and Inter-Dominion record held by Fraggle Rock.
The first two to begin out wider then to Lennon. They're followed turning on the power 2 as Fraggle Rock, and they're followed out by G de Jour and David Moss. The favourite dropped out last Night Allowance by about 5 or 6 lengths. As they settle, though, the leader as they work to the 2400 now, and Lisa Justice has taken the Australian to the lead, Lennon. It led by a length and a half on the outside, Fraggle Rock, who faces the breeze on the inside, Britton Abbey. Aspiring Lasses 3 deep on the fence. They're followed then by G de Jour, who worked into the 1-1. On the outside, Flaky Jake's on the forward. Charge Happy Tom. Peter Wolfenden's got it back. On the inside, Game Paul went off stride at that point. Diamond Field. Over on the outside, David Moss is on a forward move. Pride of Petite, Light Buffy. Then we've got Great Oaks. Second to last is Night Allowance of the main bunch. 12 off the pace and about 8 lengths away to Game Paul. 1900 metres left to go. They wheel out now towards the bend. The leader is on the inside, Lennon. Lennon's shown the way on its back now as Britton Abbey. Over on the outside, Flaky Jake wide. David Moss came next to Aspiring Lass, then Fraggle Rock and Pride of Petite. On the inside to Diamond Field, followed G de Jour, Great Oaks and Happy Tom. A length and a half away then to Night Allowance. They're followed by Light Buffy and Game Paul is last of all. 13 off the pace down the far side. In the final now of the smoke-free Inter-Dominion Trotters Championship. And the leader is Lennon. Lennon by 2 lengths to Flaky Jake. Into a good trailing position is Britton Abbey. Over on the outside, 3 wide is Pride of Petite. There followed David Moss and the 1-1. On the inside, tucked away is Aspiring Lass. Great Oak came next then to Night Allowance. They're followed by Diamond Field, and between runners Fraggle Rock, a length and a half, G de Jour, then Happy Tom, Light Buffy and Game Paul. Now they wheel into the straight, just over 1200 metres left to go. And Lennon being left alone up front by a length and a half to Britton Abbey. Here's Pride of Petite charging down the outside, followed by Flaky Jake. Then we've got Aspiring Lass 3 deep on the inner. Over the outside to Great Oaks, tacking onto its back, the hot favourite, Night Allowance. They're followed by David Moss, then G de Jour as they get the belt of Fraggle Rock and Happy Tom, Light Buffy and Game Paul. It brought up the rear. Just on 900 metres left to go, they swing out, and Lennon still the pacemaker. 3/4, Pride of Petite, Great Oaks 3 wide. On its back is Night Allowance. They're followed back, trailing Britton Abbey. In the 1-1, Flaky Jake Aspiring's 3 deep on the fence. They're followed David Moss, looking improved with G de Jour. Fraggle Rock, Diamond Field, getting back as Happy Tom with Game Paul and Light Buffy. So they swing down the back there, 700 metres out from home, and Lennon is the pilot. By a length and a half, Pride of Petite. There's Barry Purdon shooting the favourite, Night Allowance, up and around Great Oaks as the pace goes on. They're followed Britton Abbey. Down the far side they travel. Lennon being attacked on the outside by Night Allowance. Alongside on the inside now is Britton Abbey. They're followed David Moss. Great Oaks came next as the pressure really goes on. Then Aspiring Lass, G de Jour's under the stick, Flaky Jake and Diamond Field. But they race towards a bend now, and Lennon been eyeballed on the outside by Night Allowance. David Moss is going to make a run 3 wide into the straight. They come from Britton Abbey. Then further back to Great Oaks. Lennon now being claimed on the outside by Night Allowance. Getting a run through Britton Abbey. David Moss coming home fairly well with Great Oaks, but Night Allowance in charge. David Moss is trying to desperately to peg it back. Night Allowance in front is holding. Night Allowance has beaten as they go across the line. Then David Moss third is going to be Lennon. Then we had on the inside Britton Abbey.